And who the hell doesn't like bacon, right? Who doesn't like bacon? Boom! Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and click on the link in the description box below to sign up for the Tiger Fitness newsletter. Within a week of publishing this video, we will give out a $50 gift card to tigerfitness.com to one lucky person who does all of these steps. Boom! What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, tigerfitness.com, CEO MTS Nutrition. We're all looking for the perfect diet. We all fall onto the fad of the day. Okay, so Oprah said that everyone is gluten intolerant. Hurry up, cut out the bread. So guess what? This one fitness guru said that keto is the only way to lose fat and maintain lean muscle. Sounds legit. I mean, he's a pretty big dude and he lost a lot of fat. I mean, it's pretty legit, right? And who the hell doesn't like bacon, right? Who doesn't like bacon? Vegans, you're killing animals, you're polluting the earth, and, oh man, you're killing yourself. You're feeding the cancer cells. What the health came out? Oh man, everybody's crazy. Oh my God. So you got the keto on one hand, you got the vegans on the other hand, you got the flexible dieters in the middle, where, right? The flexible dieters are the ones who are like, as long as you hit your macros 100% on point, you're good to go. Which, honestly, for fat loss, probably they're the right ones. They're right. Can't just eat all the bacon and grease you want and lose fat. Oh, but there is a difference. Thermodynamics is thermodynamics. There'll be slight differences, but I mean, it's not make or break it. At the end of the day, to lose fat, you still need a caloric deficit. Then you got the pro guys, chicken and rice, bro, gotta eat my clean food. I can eat as much clean food as possible and I'm gonna make gains. I'm gonna lose fat and gain all kinds of lean mass. Guess what, guys? You're all kind of right. You're all kind of right. There's nobody who's completely wrong. Nobody's who's completely right. And that's what I've learned. This year, I'm still going to go completely vegan for a little bit. That's the only thing I have left. But I went with the intermittent fasting, which I find to be great if you like eating one meal a day. If you adapt to it, it's your thing. For me, it just wasn't my thing. I'm not saying it doesn't work. There's health markers there that improve. There's a lot of scheduled things that are awesome about it. For me, it just didn't fit my lifestyle. Again, a lot of the fasting studies were also done on longer fasts, like 24, 48 hours. I really don't think that a 16-hour fast and an 8-hour feeding period is really taking advantage of a lot of the perceived benefits of fasting. But I might be wrong on that. I'm not an expert on fasting. That's just what I kind of got from it. So, you have intermittent fasting. I tried keto. I thought keto was fine. It's just not my thing. I like carbs. I get better pumps during training, and carbs just work well with me. It is what it is. I actually find that my body composition does better with a carbohydrate, moderate carbohydrate diet. So I think I've figured out after all of this what the best way to diet for most of us is. Number one, you have to find what your macronutrient and total daily energy intake is. We have a TDEE calculator on tigerfitness.com. Just type in on Google. I'll make it simple. TDEE Tiger Fitness. TDEE Tiger Fitness. It'll give you a form. You fill it out. Boom. You have a starting calorie level, okay? And then from there, you adjust it up, adjust it down, whatever you want to do to lose fat, to adjust it to gain weight. You adjust it to gain about 1 to 2 pounds a month. And to lose fat, you adjust it down. I usually like to adjust it by about 40 calories an adjustment. 40 carbohydrate grams. Per adjustment, 160 to 200 calories, somewhere in there, to lose 1 to 2 pounds a week. You lose fat, in my opinion, a lot faster than you can gain lean mass, because gaining lean mass, you're trying to ward off the fat gains. Losing fat, you're trying to ward off the muscle loss. So I found that that's the delicate, like, little balance. I have books about that, dropfactorbook.com for fat loss, and Mass Diet, massdiet.com, which is completely free for muscle gain. Those are things to look at. Thing is, I found that what I wrote so far, and this can change. The thing is, as you learn more, it's okay to adapt. And I've written over 12 fat loss books. If it was concrete, it would be like, okay, here's the one. It's the Bible. It's good to go. Set in stone. Paul of Tarsus wrote this bitch, and Jesus gave it a stamp of approval. He notarized it, and we're good to go, right? Moses blessed it, and we're cool. No, it ain't like that. We're always getting new science. We're always getting new data. We're always getting new ways to do things. We're always getting people who have better anecdote. We're getting people who bring things to light that we might not have known. Remember, Atkins was given to us back in the 70s. Yet it wasn't until the Atkins revolution in the 90s that people really knew what the fuck Atkins was. And it was developed, a lot of low-carb diets were developed for epileptic seizures because lower carbs and ketogenesis helps to prevent seizures. So we also learn a lot of things from data that aren't even meant to find what they find. So here's the thing. Here's vegans. I think vegans have given us more data on diet than anybody else, and here's why. I do not believe that it is the lack of meat that makes veganism so awesome. It is the abundance of fruits, vegetables, and micronutrient dense foods. I believe that that's key. Now, veganism does have some drawbacks. I like veganism. One drawback is, well, caloric density. It is hypothesized by some, I've read the articles, that the reason we were able to develop into modern day humans with our large brains and thinking processes is the fact that we were able to get calorically dense meat, right? Meat is more calorically dense. However, I will state that that was back in the day we had to hunt for your food and gather your berries. Now we don't even get out of the car to get our goddamn Starbucks. So really, we could probably get by with way less calories, and veganism will work for most. However, you do have something with vitamin B12 because it has been linked in studies that vegans can have smaller brains due to a B12 deficiency. Again, I'm not saying vegans have smaller brains. I'm saying just pay attention to that shit. And B12 is something that you need to supplement your diet with. So veganism isn't perfect because you need to supplement to get some things. It's hard to get the proteins. There are awesome protein powders on the market that are vegan proteins, such as HPN Pro Zero, Pervitam has one coming out. You know, those are things that are really awesome. HPN Pro Zero is delicious and it helps get you the protein that you need to fit your protein needs. Now, if you're trying to gain lean mass or if you're athletic, the International Society of Sports Nutrition recommends a gram of protein per pound of body weight. If doing that on plant-only sources and not throwing in a powder like Pro Zero, you're gonna have problems meeting that goal. Again, all the supplements I mentioned here are available on tigerfitness.com, and I will have an article linked below that states some diet theories. So tigerfitness.com has everything here. Just type that product name into the search bar and it will get you there. That's Pro Zero, P-R-O-Z-E-R-O. I feel that meat isn't evil for health. I don't. Vegans, it's beyond just meat being evil for your health. It is a pollution issue with the environment. It's also an ethics issue. We're going to stay the fuck out of that for this video. We're going to just stick to just fucking, we're going to be completely selfish. And we're just looking at our health and what's best for us, our bodies to operate. Veganism is awesome. If that's the choice you want to make, that's great. Unfortunately, a lot of people like chicken, a lot of people like bacon. So I'm going to assume that a lot of you aren't going to be vegans. For those of you who are vegans, just pay attention to get enough protein, supplement with B12, and if at all possible, allow that little bit of fish oil to get some DHA, EPA. We'll get into that later. So vegans eat a lot of veggies and fruits. In my opinion, that's why they have the health benefits that we've seen in the vegan diets. I do believe that you should eat a little bit of meat in your diet if that ethically fits into your lifestyle. For me, it does. So I like to have meat. How much meat I eat? I usually eat, you know, not too much, about 100 grams of protein from meat. I get the rest from MTS Nutrition whey protein, which is dairy. Some vegans, vegetarians, they kind of differ, but you know, you consider it that. I get a lot of fish, a lot of wild caught salmon. That's one thing I go. So one thing I want to look at is micronutrients, potatoes over grains. I wrote this in my Drop Factor book, dropfactorbook.com. I do believe you have a choice. Now, I'm not saying don't have toast ever, but I'm saying if you have a choice and you enjoy potatoes or something like that, usually vegetables and fruits will have a lot more micronutrients than grains. So if you're filling in your carbohydrate, if you have a choice between bread and a potato or a sweet potato, it's not gonna make a difference on fat loss, but I do personally believe the micronutrients such as potassium. You got like 600 milligrams of potassium in a fucking potato. Like that is epic. You took that in pill form, it would kill you. Being that it's from a whole food source, it's awesome. All right, so just look at that. Potatoes over grains, veggies over grains, moderation. Now here's the deal. It's all about finding a caloric balance. Whatever your diet is, you got to make sure that you hit your calories or macronutrients needed. If you're vegan or if you're keto, whatever, if you set out to eat a certain amount of calories from a set amount of macros, We also have a macronutrient calculator based on your diet at tigerfitness.com. Just type in macronutrient calculator and Tiger Fitness on Google. It'll take you right there. So moderation. Calorie control is key. You know, at the end of the day, if you want to lose fat, you want to consume less calories than you burn. If you want to gain lean mass, you want to consume slightly more calories. Again, the key is to lose fat at 1 to 2 pounds a week if dieting and gain muscle or gain weight at 2 pounds a month if bulking. That's about 0.5 pounds a week. Okay, for performance and hypertrophy, eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. 1 gram of protein is pretty easy to get. A lot of you guys aren't going to weigh like me. I'm 225 pounds right now. I've downsized. I look tiny. However, for most of you guys weighing 150, 160, I mean, even if you're vegan, you get 3 scoops of vegan protein. That's 60 grams of protein right there. You only have to eat 100 grams. You could easily get that from tofu, from the meat products they have out there. I think it's called Better Than Meat, which is a great brand. I love it. It's tasty as hell. You could easily get that protein. So that shouldn't be a problem whether you're vegan or whatever. And again, I'm going by the International Society of Sport Nutrition recommendation for 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight for athletes and people who exercise in general. Eat as many green fibrous vegetables as possible. As you'll see in my drop factor book, I don't count these. Why? You would have to eat a literal metric ass load of green fibrous veggies for it to equal any calories that would even dent your diet. So broccoli, green beans, spinach, kale, eat them. Just eat them. I recommend you don't even count them unless you're on a macronutrient diet where you count everything, then you count them. However, my diets, like dropfactorbook.com, unless I'm training people, I do have some people on a macronutrient split, then you would go ahead and you would rock that and you would measure your broccoli. But again, for most of us and those of us not competing or not setting a goal to get to a certain level, just trying to be healthy and be lean, eat broccoli until you fucking don't want to eat broccoli anymore. Not a problem with that. Fill in carbs as needed with veggies and fruits. So if you have 200 grams of carbs, try and eat as much veggies and fruits as possible. I know what you're thinking. Hey Mark, what about the sugar and the fructose from fruit? Fuck it. It's naturally occurring. It's part fructose, part glucose. Fructose being a slow digesting carbohydrate, glucose being the most simple form of energy in the body. Most fruits such as apples are low on the GI index, which isn't an issue. When you look at people vilifying sugar, which it absolutely should be in processed foods, you look at people looking at candies and pastries and donuts and shit like that. No one will get fat from eating a banana or an apple. Just don't worry about the fructose. Don't worry about the sugars. If it's a fruit or a vegetable, it doesn't fucking matter. The health benefits far outweigh the deleterious effects of sugar. For fats, when buying meat, I know it costs more, but there's a huge difference between the fatty acid composition of a farm-raised, grain-fed cattle versus a free-range, grass-fed cattle. The difference in the fatty acid components, the CLA versus grass-fed versus non-grass-fed, and even the linoleic acids being they're eating grass and not grain. Cows aren't fucking meant to eat grain. Opt for the grass-fed beef, and here's a little trick. If you have an Aldi near your house, Aldi has all-natural grass-fed beef for $5.29 a pound. Usually, it goes $5.29 to $5.79. Aldi, ALDI in the USA, they have them in Australia as well. At least at mine, they have grass-fed beef for that price. Wild-caught fish, farm-raised fish, again, they're fed grains. Fish don't fucking have grains in the ocean. You want grass-fed, and they have a different color too. Now, salmon are naturally going to be orange due to the krill and everything else they eat in the ocean or wherever they are, right? Now, if you buy farm-raised salmon, they actually have to add color because they're actually gray. They're nasty looking. It looks like dog shit. Looks like just colorless shit. Okay, now wild-caught salmon, the ingredients will be salmon and not salmon and beta-carotene for color. Why? Because it will naturally have that orange color. Humans have to put that color back in because they're deficient in their diet, in their natural food sources, in the ocean or wherever the fuck they are. So always opt for wild-caught fish. Another hint, Meijer has great prices on wild-caught salmon, as does Walmart. Also, we're in a huge deficit of omega-3 to omega-6. We're averaging as a society in America a 20-to-1 omega-6 to omega-3. Omega-6 are fine, but they're very pro-inflammatory. And generally speaking, we want about a 1-to-1 omega-3 to omega-6. We're probably not going to get it with the current day diet. However, and vegans might do a way better job at this because you guys have alpha-linoleic acid, but I'm looking at DHA and EPA, the actual constituents in that. And alpha-linoleic acid does not convert very well to DHA and EPA. It converts, just not in the amount we want. I recommend taking 5 Ethitech Nutrition fish oil a day. Ethitech Nutrition, why? It's my brand. I trust it. I know its source. It's got a super low, non-existent level of mercury because it's small fish, which are on the bottom of the food chain, which get a lot less pollution, cold water caught. So take 5 of those a day to equal 3 grams of EPA, DHA combined per day. I don't give a fuck what the ratio of EPA to DHA is. Let's not think too far ahead. Just make sure you get 3 grams of combined EPA and DHA per day. Get adequate fat. That's around 20% of your total daily calories, at least 20 to 30%, and make sure a lot of it is from monounsaturates such as avocado, nuts, seeds, even peanut butter, and of course you can get some saturates like coconut oil, MCTs, things like that. Those are actually very healthy for the brain. The brain runs on fat. 60%. So that's cool and all, and aim for about 20% of your daily calories from fat, or about 0.3 to 0.5 grams per pound of body weight of fat. Another thing is, don't be so fucking anal. You're human, okay? Food is social in every country, every culture, whether you're Jewish or Hindi or Muslim, or whether you're Polish or fucking whether you're Hispanic, whether you're from Spain, whether you're from Portugal, whether you're from Canada, America, you name it, everybody has some kind of food tradition. And let's be real, food is very social and it's very rewarding. You take a bite, it's delicious, it makes you feel good. So enjoy life. Don't always be on your program. If mom cooks some of her famous friggin' pot pie, don't insult her. Eat the fucking pot pie. All right, guys, that's what I got here. So basically the key is adequate protein from meat if you can. If you're a vegan, obviously look for other sources like a good powder or better than meat or other available products. So get about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Make sure your fat is about 20% of total calories, and make sure you get 3 grams of combined EPA and DHA a day. Make sure you get plenty of monounsaturated fats such as avocado and olive oil, and make sure you can get some saturated fats. Look for like MCT oil, coconut oil, things like that. Okay, carbohydrate, fill in the rest, and fill those in with preferentially fruits and veggies, including potatoes, those count, including carrots, and you can eat those things. Just make sure you account for that and fill in the rest with carbohydrates and have a good time. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on my diet. I think it's pretty damn healthy. I think everybody has a valid point for whatever their diet may be, but this is my version. And again, to see more of my books, it's at www.dropfactorbook.com. That's dropfactorbook.com. That's my book on fat loss. And if you want to gain, I have a free ebook. It's massdiet.com. That's www.massdiet.com. Click on the link in the description box below to read some stuff. Appreciate you watching. I'm Marc Lobliner, tigerfitness.com, and that's not a game.